Now let's move on to our next segment, which is a segment for the common man. Yes, the commuter bike segment. So in the commuter bike segment today we have a stunner. It's actually the stunner, the Honda Stunner, which is rebadged by Hero MotoCorp into the Hero Igniter. So let's have a look. When Hero and Honda went their separate ways, it was decided that the new company, the Hero MotoCorp, will share technology and the products with the Japanese manufacturer till 2014. Now this Igniter is the product of that decision. It's a rebadged stunner, but it's an awesome machine. As said earlier, the Hero Igniter is a rebadged Honda Stunner. So there aren't much differences that we can say about, but still then the Hero Igniter sports a quarter fairing that gives it a sporty look. Now it has got matte black painted engine with heat shields. The Hero Igniter comes with split seats, red painted rear shock absorbers and some snazzy graphics to complete the sporty look. Now it's the very front end that takes a departure from the Stunner styling. The Hero Stunner, the Igniter sports a wider front headlight and a different fairing visor to give the new bike a different look. The Hero Igniter, thanks to its sporty aspiration, gets a split seat. The rider's seat offers adequate support and comfort. Surprisingly, the pillion seat is a bit more on the harder side and could have done better with a bit more cushioning. Now the handlebar and the foot pegs are positioned in such a way that the rider sits upright. The pillion gets a single unit grab rail which is big enough to hang on to or held on to. The pass beam switch on the Igniter's switch gear is a bit oddly placed and it is quite a Herculean task to press the switch. Not a deal breaker, but it is surely something that Hero needs to look into. The bike gets a new instrument cluster. The instrument panel comes with an analog tacho and the speedo unit is courtesy a white backlit digital display. The instruments have a good font size and the instrument console manages to look quite upmarket. Surprisingly, the bike gets an analog fuel gauge instead of a digital bar type unit. A point to be noted is that the speedo display remains backlit even when the lights have not been switched on. As expected, the Hero Igniter makes use of the 125cc 11 bhp motor that's mated with a 5-speed gearbox. The Hero MotoCorp, which has been an undisputed leader in the Indian commuter bike segment, has actually retuned the engine for better city riding. The updated engine has a good amount of punch in the lower rev range and quick getaways from traffic stops are an easy deal. However, the performance starts fading away as you enter the mid-range and is almost non-existent once you reach the top end. Anything above 5500 rpm and the motor starts sounding like it's pleading for some mercy. Wishing to touch 100 km/h with 2 aboard is like betting on the Indian soccer team to win the World Cup. Yeah, truly. As with all Hero products, playing between the Igniter's gear ratios is easy and smooth and seldom does a false neutral make an appearance. It's a second gear which allows you to really play with all the juice from the motor and the bike can chug along at city speeds in second and third gear all day long. One of the best parts of this bike is its ride and handling equation. The Igniter soaks in most of the average size craters with quite an aplomb, and when it comes to the biggest of the potholes that the rider might get a bit uncomfortable. World over, the manufacturers have been trying to strike a balance between ride and handling, and it hardly ever happens that a bike comes with equally high ride and handling capabilities. The Hero Igniter, however, is one of those few bikes that not just absorb most of the irregularities with considerable ease, but can also be thrown into corners without much of a fear. That said, the Igniter is no sports bike, better remember that. At city speeds, the bike comes across as being very nimble and can be easily flicked around for playing the lane splitter. The Igniter comes with a drum brake at the rear and a disc up front. After test riding, I felt overall the brakes are adequate for the bike of this size and power, but more braking power is never enough, right? The Hero Igniter can be easily dismissed as a rebadged Honda Stunner, but there is more to what it seems to the eye, and I think I have finally found out the difference between the two bikes. I'll tell you what it is. The Honda Stunner has been one of the very well sorted out bikes in the commuter segment, in the 125cc segment, and has been one of the highest selling bikes. Now Hero Motocorp has made this bike Igniter, and they have successfully tweaked the engine for better city rides. Now we can't say that Hero Igniter is leagues ahead of the Honda Stunner, but there are certain things that makes it a bit better than the Honda Stunner, and that's the instrument console and the engine optimized for better city driving, and of course better network. So it's your take, it's your call whether the Hero Igniter or the Honda Stunner.